Hi guys, Matty B here. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be talking you through how I make my own kefir. As I mentioned in a previous video, kefir is very similar to Greek style yogurt. Only difference really being that Greek style yogurt has 1 to 3 live cultures and microbes in it, and kefir has between 10 and 30, so higher concentration of microbes and cultures in it. So if you could switch to kefir over Greek style yogurt, it'll be more beneficial for you. But if you'd rather have the Greek style yogurt, that's fine as well. It's still very healthy. So I'll show you how I make the kefir now. Let's go and take a look. To make kefir, you're going to need three things: a container to keep it in, some milk which you're going to ferment, and kefir grains which are going to ferment the milk. You can use a plastic container if you want to, but I find if I use plastic, the food or the liquid inside can stick to the plastic on the inside, so I prefer to use glass because it's much easier to clean and reuse. I've got a litre container here. You can also use any milk you want, whether it's dairy or non-dairy, like almond or soya milk. If you can though, the recommendation is you use full-fat dairy milk, because the kefir grains feed off the lactose in the milk, and if it's been reduced to semi-skimmed or skimmed, there might not be as much lactose in the milk for the kefir to feed off, so you might not get as good a result with your kefir. I'll show you now the kefir grains. So they look a bit like, I like to describe them a bit like some popcorn or some rice pudding. As you keep using the kefir grains, because once you've made your kefir, you just use the grains all over again, which is brilliant. I know people who have kept grains for 20, 30 years. As they feed off the milk, the lactose, and make the kefir, they use the lactose to grow and to multiply. So I'll put some photos up here now. When I first got the grains, this is what they looked like, how many there were. And this then is what they looked like a couple of weeks ago. So you can see a massive difference there, how much they've multiplied. So I've got all those grains now inside this container. And basically, I'm gonna leave the grains in this container. I like to leave the lid on, keep some carbon in there, which adds a little bit of taste. And you can leave this to ferment either at room temperature on your kitchen counter or in the fridge. Because I've got so many grains, as you could see there in those photos, if I leave it at room temperature, it's going to ferment really quickly, and unless I'm really on the ball, I'm going to miss my opportunity to get the kefir and it's going to over ferment. So I like to keep it in the fridge and slow the fermentation down, so I've got more of a chance of getting the perfect result. But as I'll get into in a future video, even if it does over ferment, it's not the end of the world. You can still make other things from the over fermented kefir as well, so make sure you check out that video when I upload it. We'll leave this now for around 24 hours. We'll come back and I'll show you the next step then. Okay, so this kefir now, this milk has been fermenting for 24 hours. So we'll open this up, try and get this on the camera. It's got consistency, it's got a lot thicker, as you may be able to see there, more like a Greek style yogurt. Much thicker consistency, there's more resistance when I try and stir it. I have a little taste here. You can probably tell from my facial expression how tart that is. It's quite a tart, sour taste, which I'm used to now, but it's always always makes me go cringe up a little bit. So that's where second stage of the fermentation comes in. So I've got another jar here with some kefir I made earlier, and in here got a slice of orange, a fresh orange slice. Now this will do two things. One, it'll take some of the tartness and sourness away because the sweetness of the orange will counteract that. And two, because it's fresh orange, it's sweet, it's got loads of fructose, it'll ferment the kefir a bit further, so it'll add even more live cultures and live bacteria, so even more benefits for my gut. So I'm going to empty the contents from here into here, minus the grains. So I'll use a sieve and a funnel to get this into this jar. So the kefir has been separated from the grains. Got the liquid in here with the orange slice. That'll reduce the tartness of the kefir, as I mentioned, give it a sweeter taste, so won't be as when I taste it. And all the grains that have been separated, you can see there. I'm gonna use these all over again. That's the beauty of all these starter cultures, whether it's a SCOBY for kombucha or grains for kefir. You just use them over and over again. As long as you keep giving them milk, they'll keep giving you kefir, the gift that keeps on giving. So I'll put these back into the glass jar. Put those back in there, get some more milk. Give it a fresh load of milk to feed the grains with the lactose in the milk. Put the top on, and both of these are going to go in the fridge. This one just for overnight. We'll taste this again tomorrow and it'll taste a lot less sour, a bit more sweet. And these, same as we did last time, we're going to leave this for 24 hours to make a new batch of kefir. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll have another taste of this, and I'll talk you through how I use this kefir, because tomorrow morning it'll be ready to go. Okay, so this has been sitting in the fridge now for overnight for about 8 hours, with the orange slice sitting inside it to make it a bit more mellow, take away some of the sourness. And because it's got fructose, the kefir, even though there's no grains there, the kefir will still feed on that, so I'll ferment it for a second time as well, make it a little bit more healthier still. We have a bit of a taste now. Still a bit of tartness there, but a lot of that's been taken away by the slice of orange. It's a lot more mellow now. And that's pretty much it. That's ready to go now. So I'll have this once or twice a day. I'll have it every day as a smoothie mixed with some frozen fruit and some protein powder. Blitz that all up in a blender. And on my days off from work, I'll have a snack of this kefir in a bowl with some fresh fruit and some nuts and seeds. If you'd like to make your own kefir, you just need to get kefir grains, which you can get from Amazon or another online retailer that sells health foods. They come in a little packet in a bit of milk. So they're ready to go. You just put them in the container with milk, let them do their job. You leave it then for about 24 hours, as long as you get the ratio of milk to kefir grains about right. And the recommended ratio is 4 tablespoons of kefir grains for every litre of milk. So you can divide that up to find the ratio for the kefir grains amount that you're going to use. If you've liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you next time.